Today I'd like to talk to you about fear. What is fear? Why do we have it? Well, from my point of view, fear is something that can prevent us from danger. On a level 1 reality, it can actually save our life. And yet also fear is what stops us from creating amazing, wonderful things with the source of our being, because we're afraid. So what do you think about fear? How does it operate in your life? How subtle can it be where it stops you from thinking good things about someone or yourself because you've got this thing that was said or this thing that happened that is causing you a little nagging fear whenever you think about that situation or have that thought again? What do we do with fear? You understand how feelings and emotions can take place just randomly when there's been something of static, let's say, between two people. And it's usually, I find within me, some sort of programming, some sort of entitlement, or that I think, things should be a certain way, or they should have said something a certain way, there should be a certain way in order to have the relationship remain harmonious. Or they wanted something that I have, or I have something that they want, or vice versa. But whatever it is, whatever the situation is, when you feel the fear in your body, the best way to relax it is to go vertical, to employ, to open, to invoke your higher self, your divinity, into the fear and apologize for the fear. Because the fear is a contraction coming from your egoic mind, coming from your programming. And so you can influence it in lots of different ways. You can influence it with music, with dance, but primarily with breath and with connection with divinity. That's my favorite way. And to apologize for the programming that's causing the fear, or to apologize to my higher self for why I created that with someone so that I could observe my own programming and what makes me fearful. And a lot of the fear I see comes from lack, comes from an idea that there's not enough of something. I'm not going to have enough food. I'm not going to have enough rent. And there's not enough love. There's not enough money. On and on and on and on. So one of the biggest antidotes to fear is the chant, I am enough. And you breathe that in from above. I am. This is the name of God. I am enough. Enough for what? Enough to deal with this situation that is causing such a contraction in my life, because I don't need it. When fear is present, creativity is not going to happen. The two cannot hold the same space. Fear is a contraction. Creative energy is an expansion. And of course, it's a natural thing, fear. It's not the enemy. When you're an Olympic athlete and you're like 5 stories up on a high dive and you go to the end of the board to perform, right? There's an adrenaline rush. And they've done this so many times in rehearsing what to do with that fear, transmuting it very quickly into creative energy, connection with divinity who is doing the dive with them, as them, and for them. And the dive, the more they can plug into that, the more they can be aware of all the energy that is life, is doing the dive as them, there's no room for fear. Just a lot of adrenaline, which is contained into the art form of doing the dive. So there's a great metaphor for you of what to do with fear. Invoke your divinity. Feel that you're not alone. Apologize for the programming that's causing the contraction. And then breathe into the fear and expansion that pushes away. That completely dissolves is a better word. Because we have to accept all emotions. We can't resist them. But we can breathe light into them and we can transmute them. And that's what we want to do with fear, doubt, insecurity, uncertainty, all of the above. right. Let's practice this. And let's stay pono. Let's stay in balance with all of life's energies so we can have a more wonderful experience of our programming. Good luck with that.